Hi, tonight I want to, or today, whatever time of the world it is you're watching this video, I want to talk about the possibility of have we got a soul contract? And what I'm going to share with you today may trigger some people's beliefs. And so I just want to point out this is only my perspective from studying, practicing spiritual practices and shamanism. My name is Stephen Bones, by the way. You will help the channel grow by subscribing and hitting the bell, and I want to thank you in advance for doing that. So back to the question, have we got a soul contract, and what is a soul contract? There is a view in the field of consciousness that we come to certain agreements with other souls. That could be your boss, your family, your friends, or even someone that wants to do you harm. And this view is that our souls, or our spirit, or our energy, if you prefer, whichever one you want to prefer, has an agreement that we come in to experience certain things before we incarnate into this physical body on the planet. So many of you, I will hear you say, I didn't choose this SHIT show, or I wouldn't have chosen my family. Well, that's a very valid view, and let's hold that thought for a minute and then ask the question, okay, so actually why did we come here? Where have we actually come from? And where are we actually going? And I have mentioned this before in previous videos. And the whole point of my videos is to get people thinking and try and help people get more curious about life and what happens and what is it all about. So if you accept that we go somewhere after we leave this physical body, and I think it's 85% of people do have a belief that this isn't it, and that is the end when we actually pass through. Well, then this then points to a soul or a spirit, that explanation that incarnates into this actual body. So the real us, which I've pointed to before again, is actually a soul or a spirit. It's not this thing or this person that you're looking at. It's very much it's a lot deeper than that. We're far more than what we think we are. But it's certainly my belief. But again, I'm not asking you to accept my point of view. The idea is just to get you curious about who you really are. But my belief is that we are a spirit, a soul, an energy. And I also believe we're all connected. So this concept of a soul contract is an interesting view. So if we do accept that we are a soul, then maybe there is a really strong case that we have come in to experience emotion, energy emotion, whilst we're actually incarnated here on this planet. And my view again is that we are all connected as well. So then maybe when we're in soul form or spirit form or whatever you want to call it, that we communicate with each other maybe through telepathy or through the field of consciousness, and we may be far more advanced and more powerful than we think we are. And then you could take that a stage further, and this again, I don't want to trigger anybody, but it's just a point of view, just give it some thought. What if Jesus didn't actually, when he came in here, he didn't just come here to heal and then be worshipped for what he did? What happens if he was actually teaching humanity how powerful we are and actually show us what we're very capable of doing, which is quite from a shamanic healing point of view, which is what I'm involved in. That is a very interesting perspective. And if we feel aligned with that paradigm, then maybe, just maybe, we have got a soul contract. Maybe not in the linear way that we think. Maybe our souls are guiding us all the time. So in other words, there's only a small part of ourselves here, And our higher self, or the soul, or the spirit, the energy, whatever you want to call it, is far more of it somewhere else, and that it's coming and it's having this experience. So we could say, let's take your boss, for instance, and you could sort of look at the point of view that your soul had a contract to agree between your boss that is now and yourselves that you're going to experience something between them, and that's created before you come in. Now that could be a very positive experience, it could be a very just linear experience, or it could be a very not so nice experience. And I look at this point of view that this could be the case, and maybe we are here to then create these experiences. So that explains emotion. Maybe the soul, the spirit, the energy doesn't have all it experiences is maybe love and empathy. Well, not so much empathy, probably just pure love. Because when we come in, one thing I have learned along my track and along my path is, as I've learned to expand through feeling and emotion, I've got more empathy with people, much more empathy and compassion towards people that I didn't have before. So that's quite an interesting perspective. So I want to thank you for listening. If you have got a view on it, then by all means leave a comment. You can put it on below the video, you can put it on Facebook, wherever you want to. I'd be really intrigued to hear what your perspective is. So thanks for listening, and I hope that's got you a bit curious. So here's Stephen Bones, aka the drumming man, by the way, and I'll see you next time.